Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Grille. It's the Tier 5 German SPG. This one's located on the south spawn of Mines, and it's under the command of Huono. And the last time we saw him, he was on Serene Coast in a Hummel. Let's see how he gets on in the Grille, the Tier 5 with a 15cm howitzer and a very good accurate gun.
Let's go.
Game on. Well, it's designed on the hull of a Hetzer, and you can tell that means it was a late war design. They built them between 1943 and 1944 and built a total of 282. Now it's capable of 480 alpha with a damage radius of 6.7 meters, and he's waiting for his first kill shot. Gets a hit. My gun, I think that was a penetrating shot on the new Gabbler destroyer, who moved in and he took a hit for 550 hit points, which is a high roll with his first shot. Yes, it's 480 alpha rather, 38mm of pen, and he's now going for the super chappy. Rounds out. Another big hit and a penetration. 473 hit points from that one. These guys are really taking a pasting. If they don't abandon that corner, they are all going to end up with no hit points whatsoever. He's just lining up the next shot. Rounds out. Oh, he wipes him out with that shot. 278 hit points. He'd already taken some damage from our teammates, but that shell just finished him off. And now the enemy have lost 3 tanks, 2 of them at the entrance to the hill. And they've got a badly damaged Gabbler's destroyer. And the next shot hits the 88 for 193. Now it does have a fairly fast reload, 22.53 seconds by the book. You can see here, Huono's got it down to 18.99, which means obviously that he shaved a few seconds off with a good crew. Rounds out the 88. Another direct hit, this time 207 hit points. Because of course an 88 does have solid armor. He's landed in a tier 6 game with tier 5 tanks in it, so he is taking on opponents which will actually earn him extra XP with every shot. He's ready to go. Rounds out. And he's done it again. 176. I don't think there's a single shot he's fired so far that he hasn't got some hit points from. He's lining up another one. This 88's got holes on the cockpit now. Rounds out. And another hit. 196 this time. A lot of players love the Grille because it's so simple to play. It doesn't have much of a wide arc. It's only 5 degrees either side of the center line. But it's the accuracy of the gun. It is so accurate. Rounds out. And another hit. 170. And that was on a Panzerfiat Schmalten. Okay, so our guys are backed away from the entrance to the hill, but we still have a very, very active Arty player lobbing shells at the enemy. And that's the first one that didn't hit a target. It actually hit the ground next to the T-150, but he still picked up 110 hit points on that tank. And in fact, the T-150 is now down to just 304. Now he's a one-shot for Huono. So let's see if he can get him. Rounds out. And he does get him. 62 hit points is all he got, but yes, it was another kill. The 88 has moved up, and that makes him a little bit difficult to hit now because he's got the rocks covering him. Or he still have a go. Well, he fired in and looked away. And that's the first time we saw him miss. Now it appears that the enemy are trying to get tanks down on the east side of the map, but we've now got a clear shot on this Panzerfiat Schmalten, who is losing hit points critically. Rounds out. Lands behind him. I think we contributed to his kill because he took away 160 hit points from the splash and then 4 hit points from the stun assist immediately afterwards. So he's already racked up 2,500 hit points of damage, and that would be an ace tanker in anybody's book. He's just stripped away the hit points from a 60G with a penetrating shot. And there's the 88 again. This guy just doesn't take no for an answer. Okay, I think it's time to send him back to the garage. Let's see what we can do. Well, he fires the round in and looks away again. And I think he did that because he wasn't certain of the shot. Really important that you watch the shells to see what happens to them, just in case they do hit the target. On that one, that 88 has been absolutely peppered in shells, most of which have bounced off the front. But of course, the HE shells are not likely to do that. Oh! Now that sounded like it did hit. Now, is he going to use an armor piercing or an extra HE round to take this guy out? Good, but he doesn't have to now because he was taken down by a VK3002M. He's done it again. He's looked away. Please don't look away after you shoot because it ruins the game for other players. They can't see what you're doing. Okay, well that KV-1 is on his last legs. Rounds out. And he did look away again after firing. But he didn't get the kill. The kill went to a T-52. And that means now there's only one enemy left and it's the SU-122A. We're probably not going to be loaded in time, no, because the T-52 gets there before us. But that is the end of the game and it's a victory. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for Huono in the Grille, and it was played yesterday afternoon or evening at 6 in the evening. He actually got his third mark of excellence out of that game. He did so much damage to the enemy. He really hammered them. And in fact, I think for his first 10 shots or so, he was getting direct hit after direct hit. He got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he managed to get 13. He got a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points for his own vehicle. A Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And of course, the High Caliber for dealing the most damage in the game overall. His win rate from that battle, 9,200, which is Super Unicum standard and quite a bit more. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, the highest damage was 3,283 hit points. Most guerrillas do a damage of about 1,500 to 2,000 hit points in a battle. This time round, it's 3,283. The second highest damage was the KV-2 on his team, who only managed 1,124. And the third highest was the Panzer IV, who managed 1,061 hit points of damage. The KV-2 got the steel wall out of that game. When it came to kills, you can see the top scorers were the VK3002M, who managed to get 4 kills. 4 kills also went to the T-52 on the enemy, on our team. And there we can see Huono only got 2 kills. And the same for the SU-122A, the enemy Arty. He also picked up 2 kills. In fact, only 5 players on the enemy team managed to get any kills at all. When it came to base XP, he got the highest base XP, 1,010, the only player to get over 1,000 base in that game. 796 went to the KV-2, 787 went to the VK3002M, and well, the enemy team, the highest they could get was 282, which shows how far behind they were. Huono fired 17 rounds, so he fired as much as he could. He kept his barrel hot, kept firing as new targets, wasn't waiting for a target to become available. His team was spotting the enemy all right, but he was so busy, he was pumping out round after round after round, and that's why he got a Confederate. 10 direct hits on the enemy, 4 of them were penetrating shots, and 12 splash. Damage of 3,283 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. If we check the penetrating shots, we can see he actually did penetrate the Super Chaffee, and the one he killed as well, he penetrated that one as well. He managed to get a penetrating shot on the 60G FT. We saw that one. And he hit the Gabler's Destroyer, the first tank he hit in that game. He managed to take him for 550 hit points with his first round, and it went straight through the armor. Yes, it's an indication. If you see a Gabler's Destroyer in the game, go for it if you're an Arty, because you're more than likely going to penetrate it and do severe damage to it. So yes, you could be ending up getting a lot of hit points if there are Gabbler's destroyers. So please do farm as many of them as you can. He also managed to get 8 enemy vehicles damaged, 2 killed, and he got 96 hit points of stun assist or 14 stuns. Not so much on the stun assist in this one. Very, very low if you think about it. But I think it's because his teammates were actually getting the benefit of his penetrating shots and the amount of damage he was doing to those tanks before they actually got a chance to shoot at them. On a premium count, he actually made 85,641 credits from the game, including a 65,000 mission completion bonus. And he also took away 10,605 experience points, getting another mission completion of 9,090 experience points. So a very, very good game, a worthy game of getting a 3rd mark. The only thing I would say is if you want to present good games that people can watch, you have to watch what happens to your shells. You don't want to look away after you shoot. Watch what happens to the shell all the way to the target so we can actually see it hit the target. And then obviously that will give us an indication of how close you were, if it hits, where it went, what sort of damage it might have done. And of course, if you fire at a blind target, it will tell us if you did hit something or you didn't. Because of course, if you fire at a bush, hoping that there's somebody in there, and then you look away, you won't know if you hit something in there. Whereas if you watch the shell all the way to the bush and then you see the explosion, well, you might not have hit the target. But if you don't see an explosion, you know you hit something because something was in there. So very important to watch your shell, to see it go all the way, because otherwise you ruin the video for the people who are watching. But I'm sure a lot of players will love to watch this one because you had so many penetrating shots. And of course, you got your 3rd mark. Congratulations. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please give this one a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.